Hello, my name is Nancy Konigsberg-Kerner. This presentation addresses the question, how does one select and choose online teaching and learning resources for a course or any teaching situation?
My name is Brenda Gunderson. Part 1 of this presentation will focus on the different pathways and choices instructors have in collecting and choosing online learning and teaching resources.
Part 2 of this presentation will focus on students and how they can play a pivotal role in building the collection for your teaching situation.
There are many resources available on the web that are not pedagogically informed to meet learning objectives.
For example, you might find an online collection of art images, but no guidance is provided as to how to use or interact with that resource.
Good learning objects provide a pedagogical structure that takes a user through an interactive learning experience, which develops or reinforces important concepts.
Instructors involved in the Melo project typically built a collection of learning objects centered around specific course needs.
Chosen learning objects were provided within the syllabus or on a website, often organized by topic, concept, or skill.
A learning object might be an optional resource or integrated into the course and required.
Typically, the required learning objects addressed more difficult concepts or skills.
In addition to identifying difficult concepts or topics associated with your course, you may also wish to identify the type of learning objects you prefer for your teaching situation.
Here are the results of a survey of psychology faculty preferences with regard to different types of learning objects.
It is clear that case studies were the winner for psychology, but statistics faculty preferred simulations, while chemistry faculty preferred animations.
Attached is an assignment that provides definitions and examples of different types of quality online learning resources from different disciplines.
You will have the opportunity to view and identify different types of resource.
For example, cardiovascular embryology comes from the health sciences, and you will discover it is an animation.
While virtual foliage is an example of a collection.
As time allows, take a look at the other examples from different disciplines.
You can then check your answers against the feedback provided at the end of the assignment.
A knowledge of your student preferences can also help you determine what kind of learning objects to look for.
For example, introductory physics students who were required to take the course had a clear preference for games.
So the physics instructor chose to integrate Java applets which were similar to interactive games.
Let's hear from Ambo about the process.
And here are several examples of the Java applets we've implemented into this class. Since nothing explains it better than actually seeing it, let's quickly go over to one of our students' favorite Java applets, My Solar System, and take a look. From the web page we provide them, they should be able to follow the links through and go directly to the web applet. As you can quickly see, the web applet contains a display panel, a control panel on the right that's quite complicated, as well as a large parameter table on the bottom. All of these can confuse our students quickly, as well as getting them lost. Fortunately, they do have the instruction sheets we provide them, as well as a list of activities on the bottom, so that they can follow through and know how to properly interact with the applet, as well as what kind of questions and problems to think about while interacting with the applet. As one might notice, some of these questions are very alike those that they see in homeworks or exams. So not only were we able to use these web applets as a beautiful visualization, but also were we able to help them link the abstract problems that they see in their homeworks much better to reality. Furthermore, the web applets enable us to do something that we were otherwise unable to do previously. This is a typical example of a chaotic motion in a three-body system. This classical sun, planet, and moon three-body system would generate a chaotic motion as demonstrated right here. In this demonstration, you'll be able to see that the moon goes back and forth several times between the sun and the planet before it gets thrown away from the system. As seen right now, such complicated orbits makes it almost impossible for a professor to do a clear illustration on a chalkboard, whereas using this web applet, we were able to help the students see this phenomena directly on their laptop. In just a few seconds, you will be able to witness how the little moon gets recaptured by the pink planet and eventually get thrown away due to gravity in this chaotic motion. And here it is. The implementation of these web applets was a huge success, not only because we've provided them with great visualizations, but also from time to time the web applets provides a positive reinforcement to our students which enhance their enthusiasm in physics. All of those resulted in a better learning experience which eventually led to a better understanding in physics.
The next video clip is from a psychology graduate student commenting on the choice of learning objects for psychology.
Unlike physics, the learning objects chosen for course integration are not animations.
Good afternoon. I'm here to present a summary of the Melo accomplishments for the Department of Psychology. The Melo group for the Department of Psychology consisted of 4 graduate students, Kira, Alicia, Adina, that's me, and Jay, and of course our esteemed professor, Dr. Malley. Oh, whoops. There he is. While the 4 graduate students each completed individual projects, something that we all did was undergo the Merlot grape training and create personal collections. Here's an example of Jay Holden's collection. His, like ours, contains learning objects that we can use in the courses that we teach. These courses ranged from Intro to Psych to Cognitive Psych. I myself taught Psychology of Human Sexuality. Kira interviewed other psychology professors in our department and found that most of them were looking for case studies for their students. She created a collection specifically for this purpose of case studies. Here's an example from Kira's collection about a client with schizophrenia. Students can navigate through, it's a flash software, looking at the symptoms and creating a treatment. Jay created an interesting project where he used clips from television and movies to teach basic psychological concepts. His project, hosted through our university but available through Merlot, typically shows a short clip from a television show or movie, followed by information about the concept, which is followed by a brief question or assignment for the student to test their knowledge. This example features a clip from The Office and teaches conditioned responses through classical conditioning.
As you prepare your collection of learning objects, we urge you to think about the possibility of creating an interdisciplinary collection. Why?
Students are typically heterogeneous with respect to background knowledge and skills needed for course success.
Thus, it is really important to provide learning objects that address those needs.
For example, we found that students often were not aware of his or her learning style or how to write a research paper.
What skills and knowledge does a student need to be successful in your course?
So let us listen to the comments of Adina regarding creation of a cross-discipline learning object collection.
The cross-discipline collection is a 17-item collection that essentially aims to level the playing field for incoming students by teaching them rudimentary skills that are applicable across all disciplines. For example, presentation skills or learning how to conduct a basic research paper.
When searching for learning objects for your collection, we also suggest that you search websites that offer open educational resources.
For information on open educational resources and websites, go to the What Would You Like to Know tab on the home page.
Here is a portion of a personal collection for a general chemistry lab course. The collection is stored on the Merlot website.
Merlot stands for Multimedia Educational Resource for learning and online teaching.
Why use the Melo website for storing your collections?
Melo is a free, peer-reviewed repository that allows members to view, submit, and store online teaching and learning resources.
Now it's your turn to create your own collection of learning objects. We urge you to look at Part 2, how to use your students for collecting learning objects. Thank you.